football. When you get out there one-on-one, it's backyard football at that point.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Madden 21 video. EA Sports just released all of the information about the new game mode, The Yard, for console. There's a ton of info in here, more stuff than we thought, honestly, and they got a ton of screenshots and a trailer as well, so there's going to be a lot to cover in this video, but it sounds pretty good after reading through it. Now, if you're new to the channel, however, and you don't want to miss out on any of these important updates or uploads, especially the gameplay, which I'm assuming at this point is going to probably be sometime early next week. If you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe, turn the bell icon on so that you never miss those uploads when they go live. So let's get into it. There's a lot to cover for this brand new game mode. So what is The Yard? It says, basically, our first experiences playing football are in the backyard. You know, that's how we've all kind of grew up playing football, and then, you know, some of these same things apply to backyard football, 7-on-7 drills. So The Yard was built to bring that feeling to Madden, where you can pick up the ball, be anyone, line up anywhere, and play both sides of the ball. The rule sets are different, and best of all, your avatar is at the center of the experience as you can express yourself how you want. This is what drove them to build the mode. It says we wanted to give you a place in Madden where you were at the center of it all. How you look, how you progress, and how you play. Very similar to how NBA 2K is with The Yard, or not The Yard, The Park in NBA 2K. It's all about how you dress, how you look, your own unique attributes, skills, your build, right? Everything is very much so specific to you, and that's what Madden is finally, after so many years, trying to do. So let's talk about the gameplay. It says, how do we translate the gameplay of Backyard to Madden? Here's how it kind of goes. First off, the field is 80 yards by 40 yards. Like flag football, first downs are granted by passing the 20-yard markers instead of traditionally going 10 yards. There's double passes. When you're behind the line of scrimmage in the yard, all passes are legal as many times as you want. We call this double pass, and you will notice that the receiver icons are always on in the yard. Once you pass the line of scrimmage, you can pass behind you as often as you like. We even added a one-timer mechanic that allows you to bat the ball in the air to another receiver. While the ball's in the air, you can hold the left trigger or L2 button and press any receiver button to bat the ball to him. Laterals. The play never ends once you master laterals. By pressing LB or L1, you can lateral as often as you like in the yard. These have special trajectories and animations that keep the play going, and you can even lateral out of a tackle. Pass rush timer / pass timer. If you've ever encountered Mississippi in a backyard game, you get this one. Each unique location will have a timer that dictates when the defense can pass rush, but also a pass timer that shows how much time you have to throw if you have not been rushed. Our standard is a 1-second pass rush and a 4-second pass timer. If you try to blitz too early, you will run into a barrier wall that will stop your forward momentum because you're not able to rush until that timer is gone. If the QB holds the ball for too long without passing, the play will be whistled dead. Finally, if you are blitzed, the timer goes away and you can scramble with your QB past the line of scrimmage. But if the defense isn't rushing you, you can't run. It's basically like we've all played backyard football, 2 Mississippi rush, 3 Mississippi rush, whatever the case. You can't run with the QB until you're being blitzed. If you're not being blitzed, you can never take off with the QB. That's basically how those rules go. There's also a multi-snap feature here, which says you can snap the ball to anybody. You use the left trigger or L2 button to bring up the prompt and press the button of the icon of the player you want to snap the ball to. Otherwise, you'll just snap it as normal to the QB. But you have to be careful. If you snap the ball to a receiver lined up on the line of scrimmage against the DB, you won't have much time to drop back. DB will probably tackle you. So when you combine this with the new mechanics like the ball carrier skill stick, the DB lock-on mechanic, it says you can see how now you have the tools to create moments like never before. But just to make sure that you don't miss them, we've created a vast number of unique custom animations for the yard, like behind the back passes, between the legs catches. That will make sure every game has something kind of, you know, fun and something to remember. Now, how does scoring work? It says here that touchdowns are worth traditional 6 points, but if you score a touchdown with a double pass or a lateral, you get 2 bonus points. If you score a touchdown longer than 40 yards, you get a bonus point. Interceptions earn you a bonus point as well. Extra points are up to you. You can go for 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point conversions that get progressively further away from the goal line, and kicking is never an option. So basically, it's like Superstar KO in the sense that each game is drive based. So the standard rules are each team is going to get 3 drives. So each possession matters. And there's also an overtime, a modified version of college overtime if it's tied. I believe they also was rumored to have house rules tied to this, so there's going to be special rules for special games, but I don't know if that was actually covered in this blog. We'll see as we read through, but I think you can probably expect that to come to this mode as well. much like Superstar KO. Now, how do playbooks work? It says the playbooks in the yard, it isn't about the play you start with, it's about the play you create. That's why we've created a single playbook for all teams. You'll have a limited number of custom designed plays on both sides of the ball, but the goal is to encourage you to create your own moments on the field by using the tools at your disposal. Direct snap to your halfback, lateral to the QB who throws deep to a streaking receiver. So basically, with the double passes, the direct snaps, the laterals, and all that type of stuff, every play is really going to be unique in what you want to do with it, but they have a set number of stock plays that you can work with. So let's talk about prototypes. A lot of people ask, how are you going to play both sides of the ball and things like that? Well, this is where the prototypes, or think like archetypes, come into play. They're based off NFL stars of past and present, and they are models for your play style in the yard. You'll start off with a couple of prototypes per position. So basically, the yard is Iron Man football, meaning you're going to play both sides of the ball just like you would if you played backyard with your friends, right? So here's how the positions play out. You can be a quarterback / strong safety. You could be a middle linebacker / center, a wide receiver 1 / cornerback 1, a wide receiver 2 / cornerback 2, a slot receiver / slot cornerback, and a halfback / outside linebacker, right? So they're gonna, each prototype that you pick is gonna, they're gonna have their stats for both sides of the ball. But anyway, so here's more information on this. So you have your X factor, your abilities, and your skill points. Basically, I'm going to sum this up because the way they word things is kind of confusing. So each prototype has a standard X factor that you can't change. Abilities, however, you can change your abilities. You have up to 2 ability slots. You start with basic ones, and as you play through and earn more cred and Madden rank, you unlock better abilities that you can equip to your prototype. You also have skill points that you earn by playing the yard, or also by playing face of the franchise, which is nice as well. And you can upload or update your skills or upgrade your skills. So you can see here on the screen for the Lamar Jackson prototype, you see his skills are speed, finesse running, throw accuracy, catch, and tackle, right? So you might want to upgrade all your speed first and then all of your throw accuracy. And there's going to be prototypes for all these things: quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, DBs, linebackers. So you ideally want to upgrade as many prototypes as you can, because you might not always play a QB. Like when you link up with your friends, sometimes you might play the wide receiver position, sometimes you might play the halfback linebacker position. So you might have a main position that you upgrade, but you're going to want to probably upgrade as many prototypes as you want, because it's going to give you more flexibility in how you want to play. You can switch around and be different positions, given what your team may need or who you're teaming up with, right? So how do teammates and squads work in the yard? Basically, if you want to play versus CPU, you have your player, and then the game pretty much drafts a team of NFL superstars to join you. Now, if you want to play squads, you can team up with another person or 2 other people. So you can play 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. Now, you're going to have those other NFL players on your team you're going to select when you're playing head-to-head. So if it's 2 versus 2, you can control yourself and the 2 NFL players you pick. If it's 3 versus 3, you can control yourself and 1 NFL player that you pick. So you can bounce back and forth between those people. And if the NFL player that you pick, let's say he gets the ball passed to him, then you're going to be switched on to him because you picked that player. You have to control him. But pre-snap, you're going to probably always be controlling your created player. But that's basically how it works. It's 6v6, but only 3 users versus 3 users. So there will be 3 CPU teammates that you can switch on to one of them, because you have to pick one of them yourself, if that makes sense. Now it says here, why didn't they do a full 6-on-6 humans? They explained this. Said, we tried all sorts of combinations when prototyping the yard, from 7 versus 7 down to 3 versus 3. We arrived at a maximum of 3 humans controlling 6 players, because it struck a great balance between focusing on your avatar and making sure that as many players as possible got involved in every single play. So now that you know all the details, here's a pro tip. Try to upgrade prototypes for every position group on the field, which is what I just said. That way, no matter where you end up on the field, you are ready to go. Now they talk about the Yard World Tour. So this is interesting. Now that you know how to play the game, you know the rules, you're ready to go on the World Tour. At launch, we will have 4 venues that you'll be able to experience: Miami Port, Lambeau Tailgate, FOB Nico, and Bradenburg Football Festival. Each of these locations have unique challenges that you can take on. For instance, at FOB Nico, you will take on single drive drills with changing field position, or in Miami, you will face first and goal situations. These locations may also change the duration of the pass rush timer. In the future, who knows what rules will come up for future locations. So The World Tour sounds like it's versus the CPU, and it's a good way to probably upgrade your player. Get extra stuff, earn extra points, extra cred, skill points, and things like that. Now let's talk about the gear and the challenges. The gear is one of the things most people are interested in. With over 2,000 individual pieces of gear at launch and more to come, you'll be able to carve out your own style in the yard with unique visors, helmets, jerseys, pants, and more. There are 2 gear loadouts for both home and away. The home and away teams in the yard are distinguished by the home team wearing dark jerseys and the away team wearing light jerseys. You'll be earning the cred to unlock gear while you play, but there are also other ways to progress and earn new gear and rewards in the yard. First, leveling up each individual prototype will earn you unique gear for that prototype. Each venue has unique gear that can be earned by earning rank through the challenges or via head-to-head when that venue is active. Finally, each season has a level ranking path that will unlock gear for that unique season. So you have the challenges in the World Tour that you can earn gear. Anytime you level up a prototype, you'll earn gear, and if we play head-to-head, you're going to earn gear and earn points and cred and things like that. Now it says, what is the future of the yard? Over the course of the Madden season, we'll be launching new prototypes for you to level up, new locations for you to challenge, and new legends, icons, and NFL stars to join your team. Of course, we'll be adding fresh new gear to equip to your avatar as well. In the yard, you should always expect the unexpected. So that's basically all the info in the yard. This is what people have been asking for forever. Give us something similar to the park in 2K. Now, while this isn't exactly like the park, because that mode is very much intertwined with many parts of 2K's game, this is, I think, a really good start to that. I thought it would be a lot more bare bones, but reading this, I'm actually really excited to play this. It's what we've been wanting, a backyard style game where you can customize your character, play and team up with people. It looks like they put a little bit of something for everybody in here, right? You have the gear, the customization that people love in sports games. If you don't want to play online, you can play the World Tour, play offline, and still earn stuff for your character and have the offline experience. But the biggest key here is, if you want to go online, there's squad head-to-head, which this would have not worked without that. If you couldn't play squad up head-to-head, this would have been a flop, because that's what people want to do, team up with their friends and take on other players. So you have that, you can earn gear and cred in the game, unlock different prototypes, play on both sides of the ball, and it sounds like from what they said, they're going to update this throughout the year, which these types of modes need that to live. You need new gear coming to the game, new, places and destinations to play, new challenges. This is something I'm excited about. This might not be your cup of tea depending on what mode you like. This is something, reading all this gets me super excited for 21, because until this, 21 did not seem that exciting. It didn't seem like they were doing anything really new. This is something we have not seen in Madden before. So I'm excited to play this. Let me know what you think below, and as always, I will see you guys next time.